Good rising, brethren. This is Big Judah coming to you guys from California. Before I begin, give of all praise, it's the Most High, Yahweh. Acknowledgement to the earthly mother. Who is wisdom? Who is the Holy Spirit? Acknowledgement to Yahweh Shai. Prayer that the Most High blesses this lesson this evening. Gives more knowledge and understanding of events of the past in order to understand the events that are currently happening in the earth. So we get a much better understanding of the things that are soon to come on the earth. Just wanted to share a little bit of information showing how this coronavirus is actually hitting closer and closer to home for all of us. This actually happened this morning. A dear brother of mine, sent me this article this morning, and this is the county that I reside in, and there's been a huge development. It says coronavirus, Riverside County school employee being tested, building to be disinfected, closed Monday, officials say. It's just crazy how they're always trying to downplay everything that's going on. But if this person has been infected and at a school where there's just thousands and thousands of people and there's thousands and thousands of families, I'm sure many of you guys have already heard about how easily this virus is spread. Just like that story of that lawyer who infected his family. Then he talked to one of his friends, and then his whole family, him and his wife and his 3 kids were infected. He got a ride to the hospital, infected that person, and how many other people over a certain any amount of time he's had in contact with could be infected. Now you get into a school where it's very close quarters, and how easily this thing spreads is just mind-boggling to think about anyone trying to contain this virus. So we're going to read a little bit here, okay? City and county officials hold coronavirus briefing in Palm Springs, California, March 5th, 2020. Says, while crews work to sanitize a western Riverside County school amid coronavirus concerns, the county's public health officer reiterated on Saturday that large events have not been ordered to be canceled. However, Dr. Cameron Kaiser said in a tweet that the decision may change depending on the circumstances. Late Friday, county officials disclosed that a Western Riverside County School District employee who was ill and had recently visited a country with a coronavirus outbreak is being tested for novel coronavirus. More than 70 Murrieta Valley High School students who may have come in contact with the individual from the Murrieta Valley Unified School District were instructed on Friday to self-quarantine, officials said. Now, you're talking about 70 students. If this guy is positive, you don't even know if how the tests are going to, if they're good or not or whatever else. But if he's positive, now you got 70 plus students who have been running around the school, having interaction with other students who possibly have been spreading it as well as family members. When they go home, unless these teenagers live by themselves, they've got parents, brothers, sisters who also go to schools. Maybe some go to middle school, some go to elementary school. Then they're infected, and then they're affecting those schools. If they go to church on Sundays, they got to get their accessory in. Then they go to their churches, and then they're infected. Kids, teenagers, they're busy. They don't want to stay home. They want to be out running the streets. So if they went to the mall in the last few weeks, people that they talk to, they're infected. Just shows you just how easily this thing can get out of hand, and how they've admitted that a lot of these places and these viruses have probably been spreading for weeks. And they just had winter break. So that when he went, who knows? I mean, did he take extra time and go and visit somewhere? If he went during winter break, they got back maybe the first week of January. So if he was already infected, he's been going through, January, February. I mean, it's just so much to think about. I'm just going off of what they're saying in the news, and how this is spreading. And it's just absolutely, it's going to be a pretty crazy world we live in less than a month, I'm sure. But let's continue. In a phone interview on Friday night, Riverside County Public Health Department Disease Control Branch Chief Barbara Cole said the test will be sent to a California Department of Public Health lab in Richmond, because earlier it says about they couldn't do it here. It says the results will likely be known by the middle of next week. Cole said the 71 students will not be tested at this time. They're really really conservative with these tests, right? They really don't want to be testing much of anybody, right? It's like, I guess these tests must be made out of gold or whatever, because it's like they don't want to test anybody. Riverside County is not able to conduct tests locally, as the county's public health lab is currently undergoing renovations and would have to be recertified before being allowed to conduct its own tests. Jose Arballo, Riverside County Public Health Department spokesman, said earlier this week, "We know you're concerned. While Dr. Kaiser has not ordered large events to be canceled at this time, that may change later as circumstances warrant." The school will be closed Monday and remain closed until the testing of the employee is completed. In the meantime, the campus is set to be disinfected. I don't think I'd want that job. That's a huge campus too, and to try to sit there and disinfect the whole thing, that's not a fun job. Bill Olean, the district's deputy superintendent, said via email Saturday morning that trained in-house staff are performing the cleaning. "We have a team of people who are disinfecting every surface on campus," and it's a huge campus too. I've been there, so I know. I've seen it. So he said this involves using industry standard products, letting it remain on the surface for the required time, and then coming back and wiping it down. "It is a very time-consuming process, but again, we are following the established procedures and best practices," he added. Dr. Cameron Kaiser, Riverside County Public Health Officer, agreed with the decision to close the school. "While I want to reassure the students, families, and staff, at the Murrieta Valley High School, that the risk of transmission is low, I support the school district's decision to temporarily close the school until testing is complete," Kaiser said in a statement. Murrieta Valley Unified Superintendent Pat Kelly said in a statement that the health and safety of our students is our first concern. So in an email to staff and families, the district said school nurses will be available on Monday at 7:30. Yeah, that's going to be a fun job, sitting here listening to all these parents, and all their questions. That's going to be crazy. 15 people have been tested for the virus throughout all of Riverside County. Spokesman Brooke Federico says Saturday. And of the 15 tests, 12 have come back negative and 3 are pending. But we know how that works, because sometimes you get a lot of false negatives and false positives, so who knows, okay? "We are not disclosing areas of the county due to patient privacy," okay, Federico said via email. On Saturday, Kaiser tweeted that resident can call these 211 for questions about the coronavirus, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Let's see, what is this part right here? I just wanted to share this with you because, like I said, this is hitting close to home as well here. If they're talking about 70 students, we know it's way more than that. And if this guy's showing symptoms already, I said it's going to be crazy. So, like I said, it's hitting all over the place. I'm sure it's hitting a lot of people. Like I said, it's hitting you guys as well. I said because it's just spreading like crazy. And we know, like I said, the Most High is moving. He's all over. He's all over the world. This is going to be a global. It's just going to be a global event, and we already know that. So I just wanted to bring that to you guys because I said this is huge. We know all this stuff's going on with the ship off of San Francisco. There's people, they're finding cases everywhere, and the more they test, the more cases they're going to find. So we got to make sure that we're definitely, you know, following what the Most High wants us to do, being prayed up, and thanking the Most High for protecting us. Because pretty much we know what's coming right now. Sorry, we understand what's coming right now. Well, it's already here. Recompense, the cleaning off of the land. The sins of the other nations have reached up to the Most High, and now He's moving. So we totally understand what's going on, and we know that there's no ways for people to be able to. Well, they can try to tell you how you can easily, how you can try to fight it by saying 6 feet away from people, keeping your kids home when they're sick. But we know a lot of those things are just impossible, and it's already been spreading. Just wanted to share this little information with you guys. That was very interesting. All praises to the Most High, Yahweh. Acknowledgement to the earthly mother. Who is wisdom? Who is the Holy Spirit? Acknowledgement to Yahweh Shai. Shalom.